It's not good. It's not good at all. Numerous things. So, Solly March is out injured for a while. And as a result of that, well, we lost to Southampton. But there's something even worse going on. First of all, let's try and build up to it and take a look at the Southampton game. So obviously Southampton, the much better side. What we are going to do is, instead of taking a look at goals only, we're going to take a look at the key highlights. As soon as you see their goal, you'll kind of understand where I'm kind of going with this. It's worrying times at Brighton Hove Albion. Worrying times. We've got a game coming up against Liverpool as well. Dale Stephens is suspended for that one. And Bayram Kayal is still, injured. This is the Southampton goal. It was a mistake by Tim Krul. I mean, you can argue he did pretty well in terms of keeping the initial shot out, but as a result of that mistake, a Mr. Matthew Ryan bursts into my office and decides, you know what? I've just joined this football club and I should be getting more first team football. And I say to him, well, I'll give you first team football, I'll give you a go, but you can't just expect to have first team football just because you ask for first team football, because it means that someone else has to be dropped from the first team. And the irony is, it's not like Matthew Ryan hasn't been given first team football, he has, and it was against Bournemouth, and when he did, we conceded 4 goals. After that, the whole team kind of storm into the office. They're not happy for some strange reason, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a bit, but I want to focus more on some of the clear-cut chances that we've got coming up. So Izquierdo did finally get subbed on to give that extra bit of pace up front, but most of the clear-cut chances we had actually came from Tom Mohamed, I think, in the end. And obviously Southampton, even though we were at our place, we know how we play. They were always going to see more of the ball. Mohamed was through, and for me there, he kind of has to score, and he didn't. Great corner, comes in. If there was anyone at the back post I wanted to meet that, it was always going to be Shane Duffy, the Irish giant, and he hits the bar. So I think we were quite unlucky not to get anything from this game. Here's Mohamed again there at the end. Should have really pulled it back to Izquierdo, but it is what it is, and we lost 1-0 to Southampton. The good news, though, is that every time we've been on camera, we seem to have won. So we've got Liverpool coming up next in 11th place, whilst we're 6th in the Premier League, which, considering we've only just gotten promoted, isn't too bad. But this is the problem I have on my hands. So after the previous team talk, several players feel you've lost the dressing room and no longer have enough support to stay at the club. If we go to dynamics, this has taken a turn for the worst, and so has the dressing room atmosphere. I just decided to hit the record button straight away, given what's currently going on, because I've got no idea how this is even going to go. So Bruno, the bearded Spaniard, leads the charge into my dressing room. Bayram Kayal is here, probably on... what's actually wrong with him? Yeah, probably on crutches. I should know, because I bloody sprained my ankle last year playing football and needed them. Right, there's a few murmurs of discontent in the squad about the way things have been going lately. Can one of you step up and explain the issue here so we can get it sorted and move on? Things haven't felt right here for a while. I've been here 2 months, for the love of God. How about you piss off back to Spain or have a shave or something? There's a real feeling amongst the players that they don't back you anymore, that you've lost the dressing room. I'm 6th in the Premier League. I mean, is this an instance of where the dynamics feature is completely broke? I don't know. I mean, for God's sake, football players have brains too. You know what I mean? You're 6th in the Premier League. If the gaffer, regardless of his reputation, is 6th in the Premier League with a team that's just gotten promoted and decides, you know what, you'll get your chance over the next few games, but I'm not going to move you straight into the first team, and they bloody kick off like my ex-girlfriend or something. Give me a break. Right, what are we going to choose here? I think I'm going to have to be quite cautious with how I address them. Things aren't great at the moment, but I'm going to give everything to improve the situation. I'm confident my levels of support will increase. Problem is, I choose that and they'll be like, Nah, no, it won't, mate. Nah, we can't see that happening. Don't believe you. Now, I know things are bad for me at the minute, yeah, but you all have the trust I can turn it around. I'll need help from you, though. Get behind me. We can all start heading in the right direction. Ooh, I like that one. Getting him on my side. The only reason I'm struggling here is because my players have let me down. Some of you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror. That's kind of like the Fergie treatment. They're not going to take me serious, random bloke hired and given the job. At the end of the day, results are all that matter. I couldn't care less if I'm popular with you lot or not. My job is to win football. It's just another example of the lack of professionalism at the club. I'm confident I still have more than enough support. You know what? I think we've got to put faith in the Pulis cap here. So right, okay. Things aren't great at the moment, but nice. You see, I'm telling you, the cap works. We're going to have to wear it. Not because the cap works against Liverpool, but just to take the absolute piss out of Jurgen Klopp. So, okay, I can see you working hard to improve. It'll give me a chance. Thank you. Cheers, lads. I'm very angry with how this has gone. I think that was very productive. Cheers, boys. So hopefully that's actually made... No. Okay, that just went down. Okay, Football Manager. I see how it is. Football Manager. I'm going to go give this a wash, given that I've got 7 days till the game against Klopp at Anfield. And I guess I'll see you there. So, our starting lineup. Ranieri stays at right back. Matthew Ryan comes in goal. Simply because he wanted a chance. I'm going to give him a chance. And he's got a massive chance against Liverpool to really try and show me what he can do. To be fully honest, I don't really want to play him. You know what? I'm not going to play him. He doesn't convince me. Tim Krul's been a real good shot stopper for us. Yes, he made a mistake in the last match, but I feel like I can forgive him more for the shambles of defensive organisation that came from Matthew Ryan in the Bournemouth game. So Duffy and Goldson stay at the back. Stay at the back. Bong comes in at left back. Now, this kind of goes against what I've been doing recently, where I've been playing Sutner at left back because he's got the link with Knockaert. But Bong has been playing really well internationally, and he's a little bit faster than Sutner. So is he a little bit faster? I'm pretty sure he's a little bit faster than Sutner. Am I going to look like an absolute idiot now? Yeah, he is. Bong is faster than Sutner. I was right. 16 acceleration, 16 pace, which is a lot more than Sutner. I feel like that would really suit our side up against the pace that Liverpool have at the moment. Grosser and Proper in midfield. I've not really got another ball winner in midfield at the moment because Steve Sidwell, who's our other main ball winner, is kind of out with a hip injury, so we're kind of doomed from that perspective, and Kayal hasn't really returned to full fitness just yet. He's not match fit, to keep it that simple. I am, though, going to put him on the bench, actually. It's not the end of the world if I stick him on the bench, so I'm going to put him on the bench instead of Bruno, especially given, you know, him charging into my office thinking he's the boss. So Knockaert on the left. Charlotto comes back from injury to start out on the right-hand side. Reason why I went for Charlotto over Jamie Murphy is because Charlotto, he's kind of a right back, but he gets the link with Ranieri and he can play right mid as well. So I'm kind of thinking he gives us a little bit more defensively, and then maybe later on, if it's still a draw, I can put on Jamie Murphy, who's a little bit better offensively. Ideally, I'd want Solly March, but he's kind of injured for the moment with a sports hernia. Meanwhile, Tomer Hemed and Glenn Murray play up front. I feel like this is Liverpool at the end of the day. They're pretty poor in the air. I think they're 19th of the Premier League statistically at the moment in the save in terms of being good in the air. So I feel like having two big physical strikers should hopefully do pretty well against them. But generally speaking, this is very similar to the Chelsea game. Going into it, not really expecting to get anything from it. And if we don't get anything from it, then it's completely fine because we've had some decent results. We're currently in 7th place, so worst case scenario we drop into the bottom half, or that probably won't even happen. You know, still plenty of games to be played, and aim is always going into this beta save is just to keep Brighton up playing the Pulis way. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at what colour cap Jurgen Klopp's wearing on the touchline today. So it's a 4-2-3-1 as expected from Liverpool. Karius in goal, Gomez and Lovren at centre-back, Robertson and Flanagan the full-backs, Henderson, Emre Can, Mane, Coutinho, Chamberlain, Roberto Firmino. Assertively tell the lads we got nothing to lose here. And Knockaert switches off. Okay then, so now I'm going to end up trying to fix that by saying something completely contradictory, and it's going to piss them off even more. So tell them I have faith, but then again, they all hate me. And remember everything I said in the last episode about, like, team talks always going well when you guys are watching and we're on camera? Well, that doesn't seem to be a thing anymore. And here we go. We've got grass and players stood around in a circle. Remember in primary school? Oops, are we playing the right defensive formation here we are. You remember in primary school when you'd all go out to the playground and you'd have that parachute thing and all stand around in a circle and play with the parachute? Yeah, it kind of looks like they're doing that. But anyways, good tackle. Come on, hoof it forward. Here we go. So already Liverpool have 3 players injured. That's what happens when you you train your players too hard in the training for the gegenpressen. Firmino is going to find Coutinho. And that was a decent strike, that, to be honest. But what's even funnier is the fact that Sturridge is actually injured on the bench. So, okay, we've got players looking complacent, which isn't good. We're going to go to overload. So, obviously, familiarity is a bit low, actually. And that's because we got Charlotto and Bong both playing. But I think that's fine. In terms of changing specific things, I don't really want to do that. Because I feel like with our approach, we're set up to play against Premier League teams anyway. So far, we've still yet to really create a chance. But as we saw against, I can't remember who it was, Huddersfield, all it takes is one direct ball forward for the opposition to score. I meant kind of for us to score with Glenn Murray and Tomer Hemed, but okay, apparently not. So Liverpool are going to go 1-0 up. It was, ironically, quite a direct ball from them. It's Bong that's come into the side. I brought him in to keep up with Chamberlain's pace, but he's making me regret that decision now. Didn't keep up with Chamberlain, really, and Liverpool could make it 2, which they do, and that probably is the game down and out and over and done with. So, well, look at him. Mane, what a dickhead. He's clapping before he's even taken the shot. Well done. Well done. He will score. So, I mean, we're going to put these on fullback support now. Let's try and get them pushing up a little bit more. But generally speaking, I don't really think there's much more we can specifically do. I do really feel like up until this point, we've overachieved ridiculously with this Brighton side. The ball-winning midfielder is so important. And we have some decent ball-winning midfielders in this team. But right now, playing Grossa, who's more of a playmaker as a ball-winning midfielder, I think Grossa has like 10 tackling. We're not really doing ourselves many favours. The gamble to play Charlotto on the wing as well hasn't really paid off. He's going to miss this. I've seen enough one-on-one opportunities in this game, in the past few games that I've played, to know exactly when my striker is going to miss a 1-versus-1. Like, the animation is always the same, and I just knew that was going to happen. If I've got a Premier League standard goalkeeper up front, not goalkeeper, striker up front, I hope I've not got a Premier League standard goalkeeper up front, but if I've got a Premier League standard striker up front, then that goes in every time. And it's 2-1, we're back in the game, and, you know, it's game on. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen. So we need to win the ball back, and there we go, another chance. Knockout now needs to play it forward, proper, needs to play this across goal, and he shoots. So, second clear-cut chance of the game. This is the thing about this tactical approach here. It gets to the point, we get the ball in the final third, we're getting clear-cut chances, but I don't know if it's the fact that we just lack technical ability, because we're Brighton, but we just don't put away enough clear-cut chances. And for people who are Redditors, yeah, Bong is coming off at half-time. For people who are Redditors and are subscribed to our Football Manager games, like I am, probably seen me around there. If you are a Redditor, you'll have probably seen a lot of threads about players not really scoring 1v1s and clear-cut chances. Even though at this time of the year, that always seems to be a complaint in Football Manager, and it eventually gets ironed out over Christmas. Tell them they've been shit. Tomer Hemed's injured, and to be honest, we've had injuries galore. So I said that in front of me. Injuries. We've had injuries galore, so he's going to come off. Grossa's on a 6.2, which says it all. Let's just bring Kyle on. He needs match fitness. Let him gain his bloody match fitness. I should have probably just played Matthew Ryan because we were going to lose anyways, right? So, yeah. Let's hope Izquierdo's pace now can maybe cause the injured Gomez a problem or two. I want to see more from Proper. You know, he's called Proper, so I want to see some proper playmaking coming out of him. That's a nice ball. It says a lot when your striker's slower than Dejan Lovren. Proper. That's handball. Find Charlotto. That's a lovely ball. We're still going to miss that. It's our third clear-cut chance, and we've not put it away. Not that, to be honest, getting a goal back will make much of a difference at this point, unfortunately. But I think when games like this just happen on Football Manager, you just have to kind of, like, get over it. Because at the end of the day, a game like this, we're coming into the game expecting to lose, but it just feels worse that, like, you play so well, it's going to miss. He's going to miss, you see. Fourth clear-cut chance is like Karius, bloody, I don't know, Buffon in his prime or some shit. Or he's like, not Buffon in his prime, the amount of 1v1s he's saved, he's like fucking turning into Optimus Prime. That way you can't get the ball past him. You know what I mean? Like, we were expecting to... You're expecting to lose and whatnot. We came here, we saw, we didn't conquer, but we created chances. I mean, there's no real excuse to concede from us. Who's this? Who's that? Proper. Yeah, there's no real excuse. He's on a 6.2 after that. No real excuse. Knockout's now injured. Not to concede from that kind of set piece. But we should. Yeah, if this was 4-2, I'd probably be. Oh, for God's sake! Come on, counter attack. No, see, we're leaving that extra man forward, but we're just not getting the ball to him. Go on. Duffy over the bar again. Oh, I just hit myself in the balls doing that. Duffy, for God's sake. Can this game get any worse? Yeah, Duffy. I kind of mentioned him in the second episode, saying his height and heading and whatnot. When he was a Blackburn Rovers player, we all used to call him 50p head. And to be honest, judging by what I've seen from him so far on this save, he's not improved. He's still 50p head. Like, come on, let's get a consolation goal. No, it's not going to happen. They're going to pick the ball. They're going to counter-attack us. Okay, then. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing as well because apparently Duffy got his first goal for Ireland, which was probably a header from a set-piece, but with us, he can't score from headers with set-pieces. Okay, so, yeah. In terms of the performance, I think it's disappointing the sheer number of shots on target that Liverpool had. I don't know. I just kind of feel like we didn't necessarily play badly. It doesn't matter sometimes. Sometimes you just have one of them very open games where both teams are going to have chances. And sometimes, no matter how you play against a very, very attacking-minded team like Liverpool, they're always going to create chances. By law of averages, you're going to concede. It's just about you taking your own chances. And lose 4-2, it wouldn't feel that bad. But the fact that we missed all them one-on-one opportunities, like I said, goalkeeper turned into Optimus Prime. I'm far from pleased with what I saw. Yeah, they are going to switch off. And it makes me wonder now whether or not we are going to see the dynamics really kick in. It's tough. Knockout is out for 3 to 7 weeks. Well, 3 to 4 weeks. Hemed out for 5 to 10 days. That's not as bad as I initially thought, so we'll use a club doctor for that. And that is going to be it for this episode. I mean, we were even training defensive positioning. We go away. Now, we have struggled away from home, has to be said. Conceded 4 against Bournemouth, 4 against Liverpool. But simultaneously, we've also beat Huddersfield, and we also obviously beat Stoke. So the way I look at it right now is we're Brighton. It ain't going to be perfect. But we've only dropped down to 10th, so it's not the end of the world. If we manage to somehow get a point against Leicester, who are currently 17th, then it still keeps us in contention for a European spot. And you might think I'm mad for wanting to aim for a European spot, but I think it could be possible. I'm not entirely sure. It just doesn't help when the entire team want you sacked, because it plays such a massive part, I think, in how your team performs on Football Manager. Leicester, we're going to go there and try and aim for a draw, I think. Hopefully, Vardy's pace won't be able to do too much damage to us. But then again, we saw what Bournemouth, Afobe and Defoe did to us. And as far as, like, West Ham, City and Palace are concerned, now Palace is a game I feel like we can win. West Ham, very, very difficult. They're third in the league right now. Bilic is still their manager, which obviously is Moisey in real life. But I feel like our home form, other than that 1-0 loss against Southampton, where we shouldn't have lost, we're unbeaten at home. I just say bring on whatever right now. And I feel like at this current point in time, we've won a nice handful of games playing the way we wanted to play, which gives us a bit of a buffer in case we do end up losing 2, 3, 4 in a row. So as far as the next episode is concerned, I'm not going to show you guys a Leicester game. The next episode will actually be our game at home against Man City on the 4th of November. So on that note, I bid farewell to this cap, which was obviously useless. It was useful in the team talk, but was obviously useless throughout the game. So maybe that's something we should do from now on, just wear the cap during team talks. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you think we're getting there in terms of playing like Pulis. You know, I never said I'd come into this and win the Premier League first go, but it's about the style of football. And I just feel like we should have scored at least 2 out of them 4 or 5 clear-cut chances we had in that last game. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you next time.